You won't believe what happened when a furious Japanese billionaire was about to leave forever, until a single dad's 8-year-old stunned him, in his own language. Stick with me until the end, because this story will stay with you long after you hear it. And if it touches your heart, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, so more people can experience powerful stories like this one. It all started on an unusually quiet evening in a small town outside Tokyo. Daniel, a struggling single father from overseas, had moved to Japan 3 years earlier after losing his wife in a tragic accident. He came with nothing but his daughter, Emily, who was 5 at the time, and a suitcase filled with clothes. Life hadn't been kind to him, but Daniel was determined to give Emily the best he could. He worked long hours at a factory, picking up shifts whenever possible, while Emily attended a local elementary school. Despite the hardships, Emily thrived. She was bright, curious, and full of warmth, the kind of child who lit up any room she entered. But Daniel often worried about whether he was doing enough. Bills piled up, the rent always seemed late, and there were nights when he skipped meals just to make sure Emily had enough to eat. Meanwhile, in the heart of Tokyo, a billionaire named Mr. Takahashi was known for his sharp business mind, fierce temper, and unshakable pride. He was one of Japan's most influential investors, and when he came to town, people listened. But Mr. Takahashi was tired. Tired of people who pretended to care, tired of fake respect, and tired of empty words. He was planning to sell off a struggling factory in Daniel's town, one that employed dozens of workers, including Daniel himself. If he did, many families would be left without jobs, and Daniel would lose the last lifeline he had. News spread quickly that the billionaire would visit the factory one last time before finalizing the closure. Workers were nervous, desperate to convince him to change his mind. But Takahashi was known for being ruthless. If something wasn't profitable, he would cut it off without hesitation. The day arrived. The factory floor was filled with workers bowing, pleading, and trying to say the right words. But the billionaire stood tall, his face cold and unmovable. "Business is business," he said sharply in Japanese. "I am not here for emotions. The numbers do not lie." His words crushed whatever little hope the workers had left. Daniel, standing quietly in the back, felt his chest tighten. He thought of Emily, her smile, her little notebooks filled with drawings of cherry blossoms and handwritten Japanese characters she was learning at school. He thought of how much she believed in him, and how close he was to failing her. After the tense meeting, Mr. Takahashi turned to leave. His limousine was waiting outside, and the workers bowed once more, their eyes filled with despair. It was over. Or so it seemed. That's when something unexpected happened. Emily, who had tagged along that day because Daniel couldn't find anyone to watch her, stepped forward. She was so small compared to the towering men around her, yet her voice was clear, innocent, and unwavering. She called out to the billionaire, in Japanese. Perfect Japanese. Everyone froze. "Sumimasen, Takahashi-sama," she began, her little hands clutched tightly around her school bag. The billionaire stopped in his tracks, his eyebrows raised. He turned, surprised to hear such flawless Japanese from a foreign-looking child. The room went silent as Emily continued. "My daddy works very hard. He tells me never to give up, even when things are difficult. My teacher says you are a great man, someone who built so much for Japan. If you leave, many families will cry. My daddy will cry. I don't want to see him cry anymore." Her words were simple, but they pierced through the silence like arrows. The workers stared, some with tears in their eyes. Daniel's heart pounded in his chest. He hadn't known Emily was capable of speaking so fluently. All those nights she had spent with her Japanese books, all those times she asked him to practice with her, it had all led to this moment. For the first time that day, the billionaire's stern expression faltered. He knelt down slightly so he could look Emily in the eyes. "Who taught you to speak like that?" he asked softly, in Japanese. Emily smiled shyly. I learned because I wanted to talk to people here. This is my home too. I wanted to tell you, people need you. Please don't go. Mr. Takahashi's lips pressed tightly together, and for a long moment, he said nothing. The room waited, breaths held. Finally, the billionaire let out a deep sigh. You remind me of my granddaughter, he whispered. His voice trembled slightly, and the workers exchanged shocked glances. No one had ever heard him speak with such emotion. He stood tall again, turning to face the workers. Maybe numbers do not tell the whole story, he admitted. Maybe I have been too blind. His sharp eyes softened, and he looked at Emily one more time. Because of you, little one, I will not close this factory. But remember, nothing lasts without hard work. Prove to me this place is worth saving. Cheers erupted in the room. Workers bowed deeply, some crying, others clapping. Daniel knelt down and hugged Emily tightly, his eyes wet with tears. You saved us, he whispered into her hair. She hugged him back, whispering, I just didn't want you to give up, Daddy. From that day on, the factory not only stayed open but also received new investments from Mr. Takahashi.